Hey, yeah, it's Jenny. I had a real hard time the other day pulling myself off the pity pot. And I'll explain. I've been dealing with trying to get a home aid through Maximus, and they are highly recommended by the Brain Injury Association of America for in-home aid. And I wanted an in-home aid. Let me explain the difference between want and need. I wanted, however, it turns out I don't need. I went through the process, and it was a long process, of having somebody come out to my home, get all the information about my medical records, or information of my neurologist, and everything about me. And they got my information. Then they sent somebody, an independent, somebody out who is to find out everything about me and learn and ask questions while my mama was here. And it took about an hour to ask me, can you do this, or do you need help? Can you do this? Do you need help? And all I could think of was, I have trouble. I'm scared of vacuuming. I'm scared of falling over. I can get out of bed. I can bathe myself. I know how to take my medication on time. But I need help with putting my clothes away and finding them. I get confused with the laundry, separating it. I can't do the hangers. I can't do this. I can't do that. So it was the light stuff I have trouble with. I can do all the rest of the stuff, but I wanted somebody to help me with the harder stuff, And he said that he would turn the paperwork in, and I would get a notice in the mail. Well, I got a notice in the mail the other day, and it said, "We're sorry to inform you, but you do not meet our guidelines for needing an in-home aid, but you can appeal it." And I was mad as in a hornet, I called and I was like, how dare you? I'm a brain injury survivor. You letting me fall through the cracks again, You're recommended by the Brain Injury Association of America. And I was crying. I was angry. I was like, I'm sitting here looking at Post-it notes. That's how I can remember, blah, 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 pity pot me, And after I got off the phone, they kept saying, "I'm sorry, but you can appeal. I just talked to our supervisor, and they said the same thing. By all of our records and everything we found, you just don't meet the criteria for somebody who needs an in-home aid. You may want one, but you don't need one at this point." I got off the phone, and I was in tears. I called my mom. I was like, "Mom, I got turned down. Mama, mama, mama." I was hysterical. I was angry. I was frustrated. I was hurt. I was angry. And she's like, "But can you appeal it?" I was like, "Yeah, I can." And then I started to calm down, and I got off the phone with her, and I thought to myself, wait a minute. These people don't know me from Adam. They've never met me and seen where I was and how far I've come. Wait a minute. This actually is not something bad. This actually is somebody independently who knows about brain injury survivors is telling me, you are actually independent enough that you don't need this kind of assistance. You actually are doing pretty good. You don't need it. And I went, wait a minute. They're validating me. They're telling me that you are actually doing pretty darn good. Yeah, you have some issues and some things that you might want to tweak or figure out a way to get it done a different way. But look at, you've come so far in almost 10 years. You've done a pretty dang good bang-up job already. You can do it. So that that threw me completely off my pity pot and went, oh my gosh, I really have done a good job. I've had somebody outside who has no idea who I am tell me I absolutely can do it and am doing it. Oh my gosh. So that really poured fuel in my engine and got me going. I got up last night, and in between commercials, I did something I have never done. since I've had my brain injury. I got up and I vacuumed my whole living room and my kitchen on my own in short bursts, little bursts, without falling over and paying attention. I've been terrified of using my vacuum, afraid that I would lose my balance and fall over. So I've had hair and all kinds of other stuff all over the floor because I have a cat along with my hair because it gets everywhere. I have not vacuumed in like 8 months since somebody that used to come over and vacuum for me vacuumed and had changed jobs. I've not had a vacuum cleaner run through my house at all. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I did it on my own. I don't need somebody to come in. So want is different than need. Want versus need. We have to, it's kind of hard to see how far we've grown in our recovery until somebody outside of our family, people that we know, an outside independent source telling us how far where we're at, not how far we've come, but actually where we're actually at now is really huge. I just wanted to share that with you. Later, Gators. I'm off my pity pot, and I wanted to share that with you because it's awesome. So, hugs, y'all. Later, Gators. I'm off my pity pot and off to Never Neverland. I'm flying and floating and later, Gators.